And then through the magic of me being just way too lazy about editing, the whole house was finished. We're doing another real estate investor reviews video today, but we're doing a little bit different. I actually managed to get my realtor Sean to come out with me, and I wanted to get his input on this atrocious house down in East Haysboro. I had already been through this house at an open house and was quite surprised at what I saw. But I wanted to get realtor's point of view because he's supposed to be an expert in houses. And I wanted to see what I missed, and I wanted to get a different take on things from someone else's point of view, just in general. It's always good to get more than one point of view when you're trying to make an informed decision about something. So, without too much more stalling and slow panning with my new gimbal toy, here we go.
So I'm Sean Rasmussen with Coldwell Banker. We're doing a walkthrough at 5500 for today. Let's do it. So the first thing I notice is the little skinny fridge. I think that's what the first thing most people notice. And then the second thing I noticed is the brown wall that matches so nicely with the gray floor.
This will be laminate.
That looks, no, this is hardwood.
No, that's laminate.
Okay, it's laminate.
No way did they spend on hardware. What now?
Because I mean, should you not have a TV mount here and an electrical box for a TV?
Well, you know, maybe you should. Or maybe you just put in your required outlets.
I like how that flexes.
Yeah, that's a bit of a...
Because they didn't put any backing in behind it, so that's kind of neat. Their corners are fun. Their caulk job definitely was not the best, that's for sure. You got painting issues. I mean, this is an okay office.
Is it though? It's like, what, 7 feet by 7.5 feet?
It's not an acceptable bedroom, but it's an acceptable office.
Okay.
Oh, they did a real hack job on that ceiling. Oh, they had to move electrical, and they didn't skim it out very nicely.
Oh, that's like right embedded. That light?
Oh, they caulked it in.
That's right in there.
Oh, that's kind of neat. Oh, I like the header though. That's nice. The visor up to the ceiling.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a solid job. At least it matches the other side.
Oh, hey, yeah.
Kind of.
It's some interesting drywall work we got going on here.
Not IKEA.
It's also not new. I mean, we got a little bit of this going
Again,
on.
it's a little rougher, right?
Well, no, like it's actually they reclaimed it from another job. Like this is straight up. They pulled it out of somewhere else. That squeak is something special though. That shelf fits so well.
At first glance, it's not horrible, but then you go through, you start looking at it, and it's...
Check out the beam from this side. Check out the sag in the middle.
Oh, that is kind of fun. That is actually really fun.
That's got to be at least ½ inch.
I wonder if they just use dimensional lumber, because that normally should be a 3-ply.
That should be a 3-ply
LVL.
LVL. Yeah, and there's no way like that
and
thickness.
And it's a 10 inch too. It should be at minimum a 12 3-ply. That's a 2-ply.
Well, this is fun. Right up in here.
I'm scared now. I do like the white caulking on the cream tile though. That's a nice touch. Nope, that's MDF. That's nice.
Well, why wouldn't you want MDF in a shower?
Well, you want it to collect the water so that it gives you humidity later.
That's the light and the fan. There's no separate fan control.
I do like that.
What, this?
Those are always nice touches. You're kind of heating the exterior wall to create a moisture problem on the outside, and they probably didn't spray foam either, so
Well,
you're probably creating
okay.
condensation issues.
See, who's even gonna think about spray foam when this is the rest that they're doing?
I'm just saying.
They probably didn't.
We'll find out. We'll find out in about 2 minutes when we go downstairs. We check out the mechanical room. All will be answered. What wallpaper? Why is it sticky? Oh, because they had some adhesive here and it didn't stick very well.
So it's bubbly. Well, it's just right on concrete.
I mean, again, stuff like this is just challenging. I mean, this layout is pretty normal.
So this layout is.
Oh, that's kind of fun. That's really cool too.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I love that.
The nice sewer clean out.
Yeah.
They could, I mean, all you had to do is drop that into the concrete.
You know what it is, probably? I bet that doesn't go down more than like 8 inches. I bet it Y's in right as the pipe goes
It's
through.
just a surface, like almost just like just beneath the surface.
Yeah, so they would have to...
Well, they would have had to cut out 4 feet of concrete.
Well, they'd have to bring that back into here and make a little nubby.
That's wild. I mean...
Right in the middle of the floor.
The nice part is you can put a pad around it so that it doesn't break your toes when you walk in here in the dark.
Okay, sure, okay.
The light switch is in a fun location. You have to walk all the way over there to turn the lights on. I like the Costco toilet.
Do you actually like the Costco toilet?
I actually do like the Costco. They're great value. I put them in my house. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is a big bedroom. I don't know who needs this big of a bedroom, but...
Well, they didn't want to split it here to make 2 bedrooms that are very small.
It's a closet, I guess. Normally, what you would do is you'd extend the jam out and have the finished jam return into the vinyl on the window, not right at the very edge. All right, let's see what we got in here. So it gets storage space, get a newer furnace. Why is that taped?
They pulled it out of some other place like they did the cabinets upstairs.
If you look up top, there is no insulation in any of the rim joists. So I mean, like especially any of those heat registers that basically go up like almost like right here on the wall are gonna be like, it's just gonna be like you're gonna have mold in those walls very, very quickly.
How do you like the original electrical?
Wow, that's fun. Is that that's not the main panel, is it?
That is the only panel. That's original cable though. Coming into the meter there?
Yeah, this guy here?
This is a bit of a blast from the past though.
That panel needs to be replaced. So obviously there was no permits run here. I would say based on this, there's probably none. They may have got a permit for the hot water tank and the furnace, but that's just gonna be a gas permit. But I see a lot of plumbing lines run and a lot of new electrical line runs that are tied into the old stuff. So there's no breakers. So yeah, there's no way this would pass code. There's no way.
Yeah, this line here
There's no way.
ties into this light,
Oh, that is the ugliest. That is probably one of the ugliest junction boxes I've ever seen.
which gets its power from the original fiber wrap cable that doesn't have a ground. This framing is something special though.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Those don't even go to the ground. Oh, that is impressive.
They didn't want to waste anything. It didn't matter how crooked it was or how short it was. They were going to make use of every tree.
By the way, this is only allowable on a cheater vent in an island, not here. So again, this is not to code. Inspector's going to have a field day in here.
There's never going to be an inspector in
Oh,
here.
I understand that.
What happened here?
Is that abandoned? No, that's your return air.
That's your return. So you're just going to be sucking all your air from your furnace room.
Oh my gosh, and they drilled, look at the size of hole they drilled in that, like right beside a load point on this metal beam. Like look how big they drilled those holes. That's actually almost dangerous.
Oh, there's another one
3.
right up in here. And that's through a double too.
So that's taking a bit of load for sure.
Oh, there's another cheater there. Up over there. Camera probably won't get it, but there's another cheater valve hidden up there.
So there's no venting in this house.
Not past what was original.
That is impressive. Yeah.
What's that? Oh, the cardboard. We got some cardboard in here.
I'd say stay away from this one.
How cheap would it have to be for you to say, okay, we tear out everything and actually rebuild it? We're quite east on East Haysboro now.
I just don't think I would ever touch this.
You wouldn't? $50. Someone sells it to you for $50.
Everything's got a price threshold.
Right? Okay.
I
So?
understand that. Probably couldn't pay more than $400 for this house. I don't think you can.
At $400, could you tear it out?
You
Fix
wouldn't
what's
have
wrong.
you couldn't tear. You wouldn't have to tear.
You'd
everything.
have to tear out all the drywall because
Cabinets are a mess too.
the drywall's bad, the structure's bad. You can't fix that without tearing out the
You
drywall.
redo all the ceilings. You got structural.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's most of it. You have to
To
redo
get
all
this
the
inspected
electrical.
properly,
You got to redo all the
you
electrical
can't even be that high because you've probably got 150.
without
How
doing
much?
anything nice. You'd be in for 150.
By the time you went through it, you're probably right. There's just so much peeling back. You'd probably have to just open up the ceilings because even
You'd have to
easier,
get the walls,
electrical
'cause
inspector
all
would
this
wanna see
electrical-
everything.
Like it's going to be all the way down. You got to fix those windows.
Because they would have developed the basement for sure. And then you got all those structural issues up there. The building inspector will never pass this.
No,
It won't pass plumbing and it won't pass
it won't pass
electrical.
anything. And based on there being no insulation in those rim joists, why would you expect to find any up along here? So all the walls everywhere got to come down.
I mean, there is a market for anything.
Right.
And people do pay it because there's a lot of bad renos, but like, I think it just depends on, you know, on what somebody will ultimately pay for this property.
So if this was torn apart, fixed, not made nice, but made livable, what would you get for it? In this side of Haysboro, with the bad grading in the front,
I mean, I think they're probably asking what they should get once it's done.
I bet you could pull like a 650.
But I mean, if they're already asking 6
Yeah.
for this place, then
Yeah.
you're not getting much more.
No. Well,
Right.
they're not getting this because it's this, right? But if it was done with nothing wrong,
I mean, the garage will be good because the garage is big. It'll be nice. It'll be new.
I still don't know what this light switch does.
That is almost scary.
It's more scary because it actually has no support underneath. So the only thing holding up that end of the stairs is those steps, that end of the little deck. That is a very tall garage with that pony wall. Holy cow.
That's a 4-foot pony wall. That's a serious retaining wall.
That fence needs some work.
I think the pictures will show this property substantially better than it is.
When I was looking at the pictures though, I was noticing the kitchen cabinets. I had some doubts about them, especially with like, they actually show how out of wonk this guy is here. And that's in the photos. That's just the whole island is out of square because it's flush at the other end. So the whole island is just twisted out of square. That's why you've got this gap here and the gap back there.
That's it.
Kind of like definably what you never ever want for your front yard. That's gotta be a 5-foot drop at least.
Oh, at least. And this is how things can go wrong. It's a good example.
I might offer them like 300 when my place sells. That's it for this one. You can see that I was able to see some things that he couldn't. He was able to find some things that I couldn't. And in the end, this is a house that basically everyone should avoid. Like, steer clear of this. I might throw them a lowball offer of 300 or maybe 250 because that whole thing gotta just like, no. And it's in a bad part of the neighborhood too. Like, it's not a bad neighborhood, but it's down that way. It's definitely worth a lot less overall. I should be able to get the video about how I made all my quartz countertops coming out in the next week. I have to shoot some B-roll on Wednesday, and then after that it's just the finishing touches. So hopefully I'll be able to be a little bit less lazy about editing coming up here pretty soon.